What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Gaming with Draco channel. As always, I am Draco, and we have ourselves a team breakdown video. It has been a minute since I've done these. It's been a minute since I've done really anything on the channel, except for what you've seen recently in the past few months. Took a pretty decent sized break, changed the whole channel around. Haven't really built a team. I did a couple of teams, but they weren't really breakdown videos or anything like that. It was just to get back into the swing of things. So let's talk about a team that I came up with. And it is a Weakness Policy Coalossal team. We will go over all the details in this episode. We will have a few practice battles, and we'll see what we can do with this team. I really like this team. But before that happens, show some support for the channel by hitting that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit that big red subscribe button. Stay up to date with all my gaming content, which is just not Pokemon anymore. There's a whole bunch of stuff. We are working on some stuff. And we already have some other stuff out, like my FC content. If you're into soccer or football, whatever you want to call it, check that out. We do a lot of work on that as well. Also, what you guys think about that new intro there? Yeah, that new intro was pretty good. I made that myself. I'm the one who does everything on this channel. I do the editing, I do the recording, obviously. I do what you would call like the scripting of the episodes, just how it's going to plan out and run out. It's usually just all off the cuff, and I try again and again and again. It takes me 2 hours to figure out one video instead of just writing it out. That's not fun. Just do it all freestyle, you know what I mean? Anyways, I'm the one who does it all. I do the thumbnails, I do the editing, I do all of it. And just like that intro scene, I did that. However, I did use a website called Canva. Something like that. I'll have a link down below. It'll be in the helpful link description. All the past thumbnails you've seen for the past 2 months, 3 months, or whatever it's been, a month or two, and that intro have all been made through that website. It is a free. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm not trying to plug them or anything. I'm just letting you know where I did it, so you guys know, because credit is due where credit is due, and you got to give that credit. It is. They do have a free option. You do have a pro option, but they have a free option that I've used, and it works just fine. I'm able to come up with some pretty good thumbnails and that intro, which is pretty good as well. All right, so let's just talk about the team. We'll jump into it. Kind of a bunch of things to unpack. We'll talk about it, and then we'll do some test battles. All right, so the main core of this team is going to be a fantasy core with the Fairy Dragon Steel being the Artrilodon and the Grimmsnarl, or even just Artrilodon itself being a Steel Dragon with a Fairy Terra type. That gives you a fantasy core right there. So the first Pokemon after I went with the Smeargle Coalossal thing, which I totally came up against someone using on in a battle, and I'm like, well, I'm stealing that. I'm using that. I'm going to see if I can't perfect it. And I think I perfected it. I really did. I think this team is really strong, and it has some good stuff to it. So after I added the Coalossal and the Smeargle, I was like, okay, well, what are we going to back it with? We're going to do a Fire Grass Water Core? You could, but like, it's been done. I am a fantasy type of guy. I live in fantasy. That's my favorite. I love fantasy. I don't care if it's anime. I don't care if it's fae fantasy, meaning fairy fantasy, not like Disney fairy, but if you know what I'm talking about, well, then you know. So I love it. So the fact that a fantasy core is a real thing, Fairy Dragon Steel, I'm all over using a fantasy core. It's one of my favorite cores to use, and I think in this reg it's a little bit better than the grass core, to be honest with you. The fire grass water core, because you literally can handle it with the fantasy core here. You got your fire Pokemon here, right, to take care of grass Pokemon. You even have a Hurricane user here, so like you can just deny. You even have Electro Shot to deal with the water Pokemon in a Fire Grass Water Core. All I'm saying is, ain't too much gonna stop it. You even have the Weather Ball for the fire Pokemon if you're in the rain. Anyways, so that's the core I went with, was a fantasy core. As far as the Pokemon on the team, you got Grimmsnarl, you got Incineroar, you got Pelipper. Hey, you! Yeah, you watching this YouTube video. It's me, Palafin, your friendly neighborhood dolphin Pokemon. Just wondering if you've liked this video yet, or subscribe to the channel. You know, that is the best way to, in fact, support any YouTuber by liking, subscribing, and commenting on the videos you watch. So go ahead and do that. So support for this channel by hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button, and let's get back to our regular scheduled Pokemon battles. Artrilodon, Smeargle, and Coalossal is the final, obvious. All right. Start here at the bottom with the Grimmsnarl. First and foremost, the EV spread is not correct, because I am a very strong believer that if you have Pokemon already made in the game, and you need them to do what you've trying to do on this team, and they've done what they did the exact same thing on another team, why build a whole new one? Waste of time, resources, and energy. Already have it. If you're like me, you probably have a whole slew and list of Pokemon teams that you've used in the past, that you've created, that you've concepted. Maybe you concepted it and you never actually produced it. You have a list. This is Pokemon Showdown. I probably should have mentioned that first and foremost. It's the best place to team build, in my opinion. You got practice battles you can do best of 3, you can do anything on Showdown. Showdown over the years have improved 100%, and it's my favorite way to team build. It's the team builder that everybody uses. So link will also be down below for this as well. So with Grimmsnarl, like I said, it's one that these are wrong. EVs are wrong. When I do that, I just make the team, and then I just pick this, which gives it a basic generic EV set. As far as moves, you have Spirit Break, Reflect, Light Scream, and Parting Shot. Parting Shot pairs amazing with Incineroar with Parting Shot. You can literally control physical attack so good, and even special attack so well as well with the Parting Shots and the Intimidates. It's crazy. I literally tested against, I came up against the Dondozo. They switched into Tatsugiri, and I pinned them to the ground with the Parting Shot and the Intimidates and Parting Shots off of Incineroar. The Parting Shot off of Grimm, and the Incineroar having Parting Shot and Intimidate as its ability. Made it so it couldn't do anything, and they even had Order Up with the attack being its choice to raise that particular stat. So you set Reflect, you set Light Screen, you Parting Shot out, you bring Intimidator out, and you go from there. Speaking of the Intimidator user, this is a Safety Goggles Ghost Terra Incineroar. Ghost Terra because I was terrified of E-Speed. The 7-star Dondozo, it's not Dondozo, it is 7-star Dragonite. Yep, the 7-star Dragonite raid is right around the corner as of this recording. So I was thinking about it, I'm like, man, everybody's going to be wanting to use that E-Speed Terra normal shenanigans. So Ghost Terra handles that, which is why there's a few Ghost Terra Pokemon on that, because E-Speed is a thing, and you know, you can Ghost Terra, you don't get faked out, you don't get hit with E-Speed. As far as the EVs, I'm not a competitive player, so I spread my EVs when I want a bulky build. If you are someone who tournament plays, go on Pikalytics, spend the time, take the effort, put the effort in, because you win before you begin, basically is what I'm saying when you're in those types of scenarios. For me, who's just a guy in a basement who loves playing Pokemon, something like this really bulky spreaded EVs works really well in my opinion. Full investment into the HP. But basically what I did is I matched the special defense and defense at 123, 100 in each, and then the remaining 56 into the attack with an adamant nature. So you still hit really hard. You're not fast, but that's fine. The whole thing is like, take a hit, Parting Shot, right? And then bring in Grimmsnarl. Or take the hit with Grimmsnarl, which you won't do anyways, because you're going to Parting Shot first, and you are Prankster, Parting Shot, bring an Incin. If it's a neutral hit on Incin, you take no damage at all. You get an Intimidate off. So especially if it's a physical Pokemon, you've already lowered its attack by 1 with the Parting Shot. Now you've lowered it by 2 with the Intimidate. You're bulky AF. You ain't taking no damage. Then you do the same thing. You Parting Shot. You bring in the Grimmsnarl. You Parting Shot the next turn. You get what I'm going here. You cycle out your Parting Shots and your Intimidates, especially if you're behind screens, and then whatever's next to your when you're doing this, which is probably going to be our Trilodon or even Pelipper, you just keep attacking and doing whatever you need to do on that, say, left slot. Speaking of Pelipper, we went over Fake Out, Parting Shot, Protect, Flare Blitz. Oh, Protect, yeah, I didn't talk about Protect. Protect is on here because I needed to protect, because Trick Room can be kind of difficult to deal with this team because it's pretty aggressive as far as offensiveness that you're trying to run, especially with the big attackers like Coalossal, or Trilodon, and even the Pelipper. So that's why I teched in Protect. And then Flare Blitz for Stab. Obviously Fake Out. Obviously Parting Shot. Alright, so Pelipper. Pelipper is a Pokemon that I've already had in game. I've had it for a few weeks now. Probably even longer than that. I don't even know how long it's been there. But I went with this particular one with Hurricane, Weather Ball, Wide Guard, and Tailwind. Now you could remove Weather Ball and put Protect in, but Weather Ball is really good because one, it doesn't miss like Hurricane does when it's outside of rain. and the power doubles to 100 base power. So if you're in the rain, it becomes a water move. So not only does the power double, but you also gain your water stat if you're not Ghost Terra. So it becomes a pretty powerful move at that point. Wide Guard, because there's still plenty of things out there like the Icy Wind users, like Milotic, who's using Icy Wind and Muddy Water. There's Golden Goes. There's other Muddy Water and Icy Wind users. There's the Heat Wave is the thing. There's plenty of moves that justify having Wide Guard on Pelipper still, in my opinion. But you, like I said, you could drop Weather Ball for Protect. I'm not going to, because I would need something else that does a lot of damage, because if you do that, then you're really, your main damage outputs are Coalossal and Artrilodon, and you can kind of lose out there. So final move is Tailwind to speed everything else up. Covert Cloak, so you can't be faked out. Ghost Terra, so those E-speeds don't bother you. Final Pokemon on our fantasy core for this team is going to be the Stamina Fairy Terra Artrilodon, holding an Assault Vest. Again, also a Pokemon that I had already built in the game. With this spread, it's probably one of the best Pokemon you can get your hands on in Reg H. Is just this combo right here, Artrilodon and Pelipper. You can put these two on, and then you have a Pokemon that just does amazing. You hit the Electro Shot in the rain, there's no charge, so you get that special attack first turn, and then you get to hit him with the special attack right afterwards. Same thing with Draco Meteor. It does lower your user special attack by 2. So you could Electro Shot first, Draco Meteor second. You're still going to be -1, but it's a +1 Draco Meteor. Do the math. Flash Cannon for stab, and Body Press to take advantage of stamina. Assault Vest, I already mentioned that. Makes this Pokemon incredibly bulky. Honestly, Artrilodon has become one of the hardest Pokemon to deal with in this meta. So if you can't beat them, join them. Alright, let's talk about this little crazy idea that I had. So I was playing online, obviously recording a video. I came up against someone using this exact strategy, and I unfortunately didn't end up featuring that particular battle in the episode. I did actually play the guy twice, and I beat him the second time. He beat me the first time. I think I made some poor calls, ended up losing. I don't think I lost to Coalossal. I would remember that, but they did go with it, and I totally called it, and I was like, they're gonna Aqua Jet into Coalossal, and they did, and I'm like, well, now I'm using that. So that's what we have here. We have a Weakness Policy Coalossal that gets Aqua Jetted by Smeargle, because Smeargle has literally, like, if you look right here, this is 22, a 22 base. A 22 base attack with a 0 IV. Now, the one I have in game is not 0 IV. I'm not going to spend my time dealing with that. But if you really want to get technical and you want to get crazy, you want to build this team on your own, you could breed for a 0 IV with a timid nature is what I went with. So I got a full investment in speed, which really doesn't mean much, but a 139 base speed is pretty, a 139 number for speed is pretty fast, especially under Tailwind. Now I have Aqua Jet, Rain Dance, and Protect on here. You could put in Spore if you want. I just went with Rain Dance because if you're going to leave Pelipper at home and you're going to bring Artrilodon and you're going to bring Smeargle for some reason, you probably want the Rain to be able to take full advantage of Electro Shock. That was my thought process there. Maybe Spore ends up on there after a little more testing today. Maybe it doesn't. Wait and see for the actual video when it comes out, when the team is finished. I don't know. We got to do some more testing on that. But I like the Rain Dance because, like I said, it helps Artrilodon. And if, let's say you just bring Coalossal, Smeargle, and you bring Artrilodon in the back because you need a heavy hitter and it's really going to work well against the team you're using, and then you're going to bring Incineroar or Grimmsnarl because you need an Intimidate, or you really want screens because you're focusing on Coalossal working, you can literally proc, Focus Sash saves you, switch out, switch into Grimm, set up your screens, switch out, set up Rain. If Grimm goes down, or even if Smeargle goes down, set up the Rain, and go from there with Artrilodon. I don't know if that move stays or not. I got to put a little more testing into it, but that's the thought process for Rain Dance. Spore could work really, really well, or even Parting Shot, because this thing can learn Parting Shot. And then you can Parting Shot, switch into Incineroar, Parting Shot, switch into Grimmsnarl, Parting Shot, switch into Incineroar. You know what I mean? It gets crazy, but I just went with Rain Dance because it just helps Artrilodon a little bit better. Okay, Coalossal. Yes. As you see, this Coalossal is not physical. No, I'm crazy like that. I went special, and I went Flamethrower, Power Gem, Protect, and Terra Blast. Flamethrower because it's hilarious. You could go Heat Wave for spread move, but then you're not doing, you're spread damaging. So, cool, yeah, it's alright. but it's kind of expected. But what's not expected is a full power +2 flamethrower that doesn't miss with a 10% chance to burn, stab to your face. That's what they don't expect. And then you do that, and it's like, the damage is crazy. It's just saying the damage is crazy. Power Gem for that Rock Stab, Terra Blast for that Grass Terra type Terra Stab. I went with Grass Terra because of things like Amoonguss and stuff like that. You can Terra, you're not affected by it. You can still flamethrower it and still take it out. And if they do happen to say, well, we're just going to Terra into water, well, I'm going to hit you with Grass Terra anyways. So go ahead. You do you, I'll do me. And we'll see who's going to come out on top. That's the whole thing here. So, speaking of Amoonguss, which would lead us into Trick Room teams. Yeah, you're like, dude, how do you do a Trick Room? You ain't got Taunt. You ain't got Trick Room itself. You ain't got the Draft. No, you're right, I don't. But what I do have is a actually really slow Coalossal with a speed of 50. And if you were to go to 0 here, it becomes 35. And if you were to add a negative here, it becomes 31. So literally one of the slowest Pokemon in the game. But with Steam Engine, it becomes one of the fastest Pokemon in the game. So what you do is you Aqua Jet with Smeargle. It ends up proc Steam Engine and Weakness Policy, giving you a +6 in speed and a +2 in special attack and attack. And you're able to prosper from there because you're really slow. Now let's say Amoonguss is around and they've set up Trick Room and you're like, I just can't stop Trick Room. Grass Terra, base speed of 50. You can see where I'm going here. Ice Shard. Smeargle is only there to proc Coalossal. Maybe I change little things and I keep Aqua Jet, Ice Shard, and I drop Rain Dance for something else like Follow Me or whatever, or the Rage Powder or whatever it is, and go from there with it. But I feel like these two together just kind of work really well because you, like I said, you're gonna proc your Weakness Policy no matter what, whether you need to be in Trick Room or whether you need to be the fastest thing on Earth. Now, bear in mind, if you are hit with a Fire or Water move throughout a Trick Room stages, you will become the fastest thing on Earth. Or the fastest thing probably on the field because they're Trick Rooming, so they have Torkoal and Amoonguss out. And then you gotta just be careful from there. But you do have Protect to help with that, and then you have Protect on Incineroar. And you have Protect on Smeargle. So if you're doing that and you're just protecting, cycling, you can stall out to the point of ending the Trick Room and going from there. Or if you know the Trick Room is gonna end the next turn, protect the final turn on both of these guys because they're going to be out. Say they're both out, protect on both of them, and then next turn Aqua Jet and go from there. Pretty versatile way to get that Weakness Policy Steam Engine set up with the Smeargle. I went for Own Temple here just because I think it's the one I have. This Pokemon cannot be confused and is immune to Intimidate. It's more so you can't be confused by Hurricanes. You could go Moody. I don't recommend Technician because you don't want to make it any more powerful than it already is. It's not powerful as it is to begin with, but you don't want that move to do more damage because Coalossal isn't the strongest thing. Speaking of Coalossal, I went to a full, basically a defensive build here. I went full investment into HP, dropped 8 into the defense, 172 into the special defense. And then what I did here is I did this thing called the bump. If you look right here, 68, and you have to have a plus nature in the attack, whatever, or into the stat, whether it's HP or not HP, sorry, attack, defense, special defense, special attack, or speed. You have this thing called a bump, and all that means is you get a free EV. It goes, as you can see, it goes from 68. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. I would say, as you can see, if you go from 68 to 76, you gain the one whole EV, or one whole IV here. So if you watch, it goes from 19 to 121. So it's an extra point. I went to the bump, dumped the rest into defense stats, and Coalossal does really well that way. It's taken some hits that I thought maybe it couldn't take, and having that up special attack with the Weakness Policy, you're still able to do a ton of damage, especially if you go to the first bump here. You can optimize if you want to, but this is what I went with. That's the team in a nutshell. What we're going to do now is we're going to get into some battles. I'm going to show you guys how the team kind of functions. All right, so they have a Trick Room team, like we were talking about. We could go, let's do it. That. And then, I think we got to bring Pelipper. And because of that, maybe we want to bring our Trilodon. Maybe we don't even need to bring Pelipper. Let's see. We could go Grim. An Ensign. That terrible too. I think we're gonna go Coalossal, Smeargle, Pelipper, and just bring our Trilodon. It's yeah, okay. So we could Power Gem it. They probably protect. This is tough. Because if I Aqua Jet, it's just going to speed up. If I Grass Terra, we become really, really weak here to the Torkoal. I'm going to go Flamethrower and 4 damage times 4 speed, special attack, and all that stuff. Flamethrower into the Frigoraph. Frigoraph lives with 15% HP. They Earth Power. Oh no! And a Trick Room. Okay. Kind of unfortunate it didn't take it out. I might tech that to be able to take out Flamethrower to be take it out. Because I bet I can add a few more points there and go really crazy. Protect, switch into Pelipper. Alright. Pretty decent there. And what did they do? Frigoraph use Foul Play. Okay. Honestly, I think we try for a double protect. Honestly, the Coalossal has done nothing except for a pretty decent chunk of damage there to the Frigoraph. So, like I said, we probably lose Coalossal here. It is what it is. They ally switch. Okay, well, I mean, we do take out the Frigoraph, and we do Power Gem the Torkoal, and we take out the Torkoal. Their ally switch was not what you should have done. Let's go. Blood Moon comes in, and Excalibur. 2 turns of Tricky Trick Room. Ghost Terra. We could Ghost Terra there. I don't think we Ghost Terra. I think we actually save our Terra for the our Trilodon. And I'm gonna go for Power Gem in the Excalibur. I'm gonna switch Smeargle in here. It's fine that Coalossal went down. There's not much I can do about it. And we lose Smeargle. Okay, so we just get a switch here. That's not good. Not the best, but it is what it is. There's one more turn of Trick Room, unfortunately. We'll go for Weather Ball. We'll Terra. And go into... We'll go for Weather Ball here. Terra. Flash Cannon into the Excalibur. Oh, we're faster. That's good. Glaive Rush, immune, let's go. Weather Ball takes out the Ursaluna. See what I mean here? You see what I'm saying here? This core is insane. Hurricane in the Rain won't miss. And a Draco Meteor to end it. GG's. See what I mean there? Pretty good stuff. All right, let's do one more. All right. The opponent here is rocking some good stuff. Quaquavel, Incineroar, Garchomp, all that stuff. Okay, and we'll force it again. All right. And then, I leave our rain at home. Let's see what happens. Golden Go. Incineroar. I mean, you have to protect. We just have to here because they're gonna fake out. I guess we could have Ghost Terrored, but it doesn't make too much sense to Ghost Terror there. We'll try it. Oh, they protect. Great, protect. They parting shot into Coalossal. That's fine. Magmar. Good. What's with these weird Pokemon knowing follow me? Why does Magmar and I ran into an Electabuzz? Why do they know follow me? That's just crazy. They get the protect up. Okay. And again. Actually. It's Power Gem. Not reflect. Light screen. Light screen is what I meant to say. I Power Gemmed in that spot in case they switch in. If you don't. That tells me they're steel. So. Flamethrower fake out? Fake out. Wakes up, can't do anything. Flamethrower goes off. We take out the Golden Glow after a 7-turn delay of hitting that thing with something. GG's! They said we couldn't beat you, so we're just gonna quit. GG's. That's honestly, I know that's kind of like a shorter battle, but like that's what the power of this can do. They were obviously Steel Terra, because if they weren't defensive Terra, what would you do there? You would Terra. They kept protect. We made a key switch in there into our Incineroar for the fake out onto the Magmar so they couldn't follow me, because that's what they were trying to do. They had to wake up first to hit the follow me, so it allowed us to get the protect off because that had to happen. The waking up factor had to wake up, and then they would have got their follow me off. So that's what allowed us to get the fake out off. Hit them with a flamethrower. We tried to hit them with a flame. If you look at our right here, flamethrower on turn 6. We went for a power gem, trying to call a switch in. That was our missed call there. We went for a flamethrower on turn 4. We went for a flamethrower on turn 3. We went for a flamethrower on turn 2. You know? So we tried to flamethrower that thing for 5 turns, 6 turns. Finally on the 7th, we ended up flamethrowing together and they got out of here. GG's to my opponent. That's the end of the episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I didn't get a chance to show you how to use the Grass Terra deal where you Terra into grass and you Ice Shard. You still get your Weakness Policy. You're still really slow, but it's there. Check out this team when it comes out. we did make one switch. We put Spore on the Smeargle over the Rain Dance. As I was practicing and doing the test battles, I just felt like this was the better tech. Just how I felt. I don't know. That's the end of the episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did enjoy this episode, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and grab this team when it goes live in a day or two. Until next time, stay positive, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.